Oh, hello. Excuse me. Well, hello and good morning to you. This is Cliff Graves from Train Well Boxing. Well, what a fight between Eubank and Benn last night. Well, what entertainment. What a cracker. What a cracker. That was action from the sound of the first bell to the finish of the last bell in the last round. That was sitting on the edge of your seat action. It was incredible. You could even feel the atmosphere of over 65,000 people there at the Tottenham Stadium, football stadium. Cracking fight. Cracking fight. Now, Conor Benn, I'll tell you what, mate. You're a cracker yourself, mate. You're a smashing fella. I'll tell you that. I do believe you do have the same faith as myself. I am a Christian man, and you fought like a true warrior, like an absolute true warrior. I'll tell you. You showed guts, you showed tenacity, you showed speed, you showed power. There were times when you hurt Eubank. You really did. I'll just listen to the media post-fight interview. And I do think, yeah, if you're looking at your performance objectively, Connor, yeah. I think the layoff did have a lot to do with it. I think the finishing ability needs to be sharpened up. But you don't have to feel ashamed, mate. I'll tell you what, that was a warrior's effort, like you wouldn't believe. And you did hurt him, Chris Eubank. You did. You did. You did. So hats off to you, mate. Hats off to you. I'm glad that you looked fit and well during the post. I've just watched it on YouTube. The media post interview. I could feel the sorrow there in you. I too have been an ex-boxer, amateur ex-boxer, but I think when you lose like that, it hurts, doesn't it? I had quite a few amateur fights, and 3 of those stick out, which were return fights. One was in the schoolboy championships, which I lost to a guy called Brian Orr from Guildford, now Guildford Boxing Club. It was then Onslow Boxing Club, and I thought I beat him. I boxed him at a place called Epsom and Ewell Pithouse. I thought I beat him. I got him back again on our own show, Connor, and I really duffed this kid up and made sure that I got the unanimous decision. Johnny Elliott from Petworth Street, Battersea. I fought him. At Sandown Park Racecourse. I thought I got a decision there. Didn't happen. He was a switch hitter, Elliot. And the second time I went to his nana in Battersea, Petworth Street Boys Club, and we had a cracking fight and I got the decision. And Kieran McMahon from Woking. So I know what it's like to lose, and then I know what it's like to get your revenge. It's a sweet feeling. If I am allowed to give my opinion, I think you should stay at 147, mate. I really do. I think you should forget what the Sheikh thinks and all the non-boxers out there think. Because you're naturally 147, mate. I think what you should do, you go away somewhere hot, somewhere peaceful, with 3 weeks, have an holiday, relax, unwind, and think about it all. I think your promoter, Eddie Hearn, said a lot of very, very, very intelligent, wise comments. And I would suspect your trainer, Mr. Timms. Sorry, I got it wrong. I've had a senior moment. You know what I'm talking about. I think he probably, in his heart of hearts, would think the same. But you know, taking the positive out of this, remaining at 147, so there isn't a rematch. When you get your timing back on form, your finishing ability, you are going to just mow down any opponent at 147. You will destroy them because you've clearly got the power. You've clearly got the moves. You've clearly got the heart and the determination. So be encouraged. Be encouraged. Tell you what, mate, you would rip through and destroy. And that fight that I saw last night, I think there's only one comparable fight. Now, I'm being honest, right? I'm being really, really honest. I say, oh yeah, rematch. Wow. That's what the non-boxer, people outside of boxing say. But maybe another senior moment here. I think it was Hagler and Hearns. Has been the only real fight that has stuck out for me. I'm 61, your dad's age, Connor. Do remember your dad from his military days, actually, coming out of Basingbourne barracks in the Fusiliers, the Royal Fusiliers. Oh, yeah. I remember Cambridge. That's another story. Ronnie's in Cambridge. See. But yeah. This, it almost had me weeping with sheer admiration for the two of you. And when Chris Eubank Senior turned up, what a thing. I can remember, even as a junior, even as an amateur, that low scale, right? When I boxed Kieran McMahon from Woking at their dinner show, this was the first time, and I lost. Mel Mann was the only one that came. Obviously, I'd met the trainers and people like that there, but he was the only one. And he stood there in the background. He was never one, show on my boy, and all like that. He remained very silent. And he could tell I was upset. And as we drove home, because he came to pick me up, we lived in Surrey. Quite a nice village, actually. My old man done good. Very intelligent guy. Very, very intelligent guy. Served in the war, was in the intelligence corps, and should we say worked in the civil service. He was able to send me off to private school. You know, we had a great relationship, so I know what it's like to have that father-son relationship. And boxing brings you in. Boxing brings you in like you wouldn't believe. As we're driving back, and he said, "You won that fight." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, you did." Pitch black at night, so I'm just sitting in the front seat. He's driving. He said, "You won that fight, son. I'll tell you." I was standing in the crowd. Nobody knew who I was, and one guy turned to me and he said, "Well, because our colours were like the Repton, green and yellow." He said, "Well, I think the guy from the blue corps and the green and yellow has got this. He punched that other kid all round the ring." So I know what it's like, and you must be hurting, and you must be hurting. You must be hurting. But I think discretion is a better part of valor here, right? And I think, go away, man. Go away. Drink some pina coladas. Go swimming in the sea. Go away, man. Relax. In a hammock. Gather your thoughts. Talk to your partner, your wife. Come back, talk to your dad. Have objective chats. Not subjective, objective chats. About where you go in your career. And I personally feel fight at 147, your natural weight, mate. Get all your trainers and your coaches and get in with your sparring, sharpening yourself up, getting that timing going again. And you will rip through, I believe, anybody within 147, but stay out of 160, is my personal advice. I believe you will have a longer career and a more lucrative career. Yeah, 65,000. What about doing it in Wembley? They say, wow. But no, I'm sorry. I think you should stay at 147. And I'm sorry if that goes against the cat's fur, as it were. But yeah. So I hope you can take that on. Now to Chris Eubank. Well, I thought, I know a contract is a contract, I'm in business, right? But I thought the British Boxing Board of Control were highly regimental towards Chris. What was it, just 2 ounces over? And they didn't even give the lad the chance to go and urinate, to try and do something about it. Why was he late? Well, did they ask the reasons why? You could say it's unprofessional, but there might have been reasons. What happens if there's traffic? There had to be some reason. They did not have to be so military in their way. They could have said, right, make it quick. You've got 2 minutes, Chris. Go and do your piss. I remember when my mate for a kid from Croydon Boxing Club, Julian Burke, way back. We're going now into the 70s. Aldershot Barracks, where the old Paras regiment was. And they were scheduled to be on, I think it was about number 4. But this kid was coming in over, this Julian Burke over. They allowed him time to do all this skipping, put this sweatsuit on, because they had them in the 70s, don't worry about that. To put all this sweatsuit on, and all that, get himself down to lose that weight so he could fight my mate in their weight category. So, look, come off it, British Boxing Board. Come off it. Come off it, will ya? You didn't have to be so regimental. And that, for me, went really badly. That boded really badly with me. The second issue was how they British Boxing Board seem to sort of feel, all right, you can say you've got to have a governing authority. Of course you have. Otherwise it becomes a circus. That's the beauty of having a licensed professional fight with all the rules, contracts and regulations. They're there to adhere to all of that. But to push somebody out when the gloves are there, lying on the table, there's never no smoke without water, is there, folks? So do you think that they were just Team Eubank causing a mass furore for nothing? Do you think? So Eubank, it looks like it's going to be fined a lot of money for just being 2 ounces over, and that didn't bode well with me. I think they should have given him the opportunity to at least go and take a quick slash. The other thing, which I think is utter nonsense, and I would be most surprised is the case, is Eubank was taken off to hospital with a suspected broken jaw. Well, my knowledge of broken jaws is you wouldn't even be able to open your jaw. You wouldn't be able to speak as coherently as he did post the fight. You wouldn't. You just wouldn't. So I probably think that's a load of old nonsense, to be honest. I think he's probably going off to hospital to get that eye that was cut open by Benn headbutting him, which I know wasn't intentional. But if you watch it, the recording of it, you will see how it happened, and there was a clash of heads, and that is what caused that massive cut. So he's probably going to hospital to get that all tidied up and looked into and stitched up, I would have thought. But broken jaw, you normally you can't speak, you can't even open your jaw because it's broke. So I doubt that. I do think the fight was closer closer than a unanimous decision. I think it was majority. But the right man won. Conor. The right man won. He beat you. When you watch that and watch it again, you'll see for yourself that the cleaner punches were coming, a more accurate punching were coming from Chris Eubank. So I think that this is sort of like a flashpoint of history which people will still be talking about 10 months later, the world over. And I think both fighters did themselves proud, but the right man won. And Conor, you should fight at 147. To have entertainment like we had last night, I would go onto DAZN and pay 20 quid again and not quibble about it to have that type of entertainment. From 5 o'clock right the way through to midnight, 7 hours of fantastic entertainment, and it went so quickly. And there were some very good fights on there. Some very, very good fights. We've got Aaron McKenna, I think, is making a massive statement now in the middleweight division. I think Liam Smith, it's probably time for him to have a serious think about his career. But it was great entertainment. It was fantastic entertainment. Fantastic. And it was 7 hours of absolute fantastic entertainment. So thank you for that, DAZN. So I hope my objective viewpoints are taken in the right context. I respect both of those fighters like you wouldn't believe. Okay, so that's that out of the way. Now some news about Trainwell Boxing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that logo. Look what we can do, the exciting stuff we can do with Trainwell Boxing. We're the new kids on the block, folks. Yes, we're going to ruffle some feathers. I care not about this having this promotion here and getting all this and that behind them there. Who are they? Trainwell Boxing has always been for the little person, to give them a chance in life. You might think, hey, what's he going on about? We are creatives. We are the new kids on the block, and that is refreshing because we can do things differently. We can build our brand differently. We can do our marketing differently, where these others have got their brand and their marketing strategy set in place, which is just the same as any of the top leading sports apparel brands out there. You take your pick. You want Everlast or do you want Lonsdale? Do you want Jordan or do you want Grant? Do you know what I mean? They're all the same. doing the same thing, following the same protocols. But we at Train World Boxing are brave. We're ex-boxers. I know what it's like to take an uppercut right underneath the jaw. I know what it's like to take a smack from an overhand right straight onto the jaw and get your nose broken and all your claret coming down. I know what it's like to take a smack straight up into the solar plexus, or a left hook right round the side into the floating rib. I know what it's like to lose. I know what it's like to win. I know what it's like to do all the road work. I know what it's like to do all the gym work. Turning up on a Sunday when you're thinking to yourself, do you know what, I'd rather be out on my bike a lovely Sunday morning like this. But instead I'm down the stables, converted stables behind the pub, fighting, sparring. Do I know all about that? I am Train World Boxing, and we can offer you the paying public. That's important to us. You, not some promoters gaining, oh, we got this, oh, that recognition, this recognition, that recognition. It's all old schoolboy tie bit. Pat on the back. Oh, let me tell you something. A crew neck performance top, white crew neck performance top. How's it made and what's it made out of? How's it made and what's it made out of? They call it performance top because it will have what is known as the tea bag effect. Little micro mesh holes all over it. And the material, it would normally be made out of mostly polyester. Why? Because it is able to absorb the sweat. You can't stop your body sweating, can you? And you shouldn't be trying to stop your body sweating if you're working out. But it is a way of wicking away the perspiration because of the little micro holes. And the polyester is better than cotton because as soon as cotton's damp, that's it. It sticks to your body and all the rest of it. So what is the difference between a performance top one brand does over a performance top another brand does? I can tell you something for nothing. Virtually nothing. Because you can't change polyester, can you? Oh, they might put elastine in there or another brand, Cool Max or something like that in there and think that they're getting over it. But ultimately, it's the polyester material that keeps you drier longer. So my question is again, how can, if this was a white performance top, what is the difference between if it's got the Everlast logo on it or the Lonsdale logo on it? What is the difference? What is the difference? Do you think? There is none. That's what the difference is. So you've got all these brands that basically have money. They have money to throw into advertising. They have money to throw into Google pay-per-click. Which will build their brand. But it's just about money. And that's all. There is no difference in the performance top, or very, very little. It's the brand. You look at the brand and you think, I'm wearing this, and what does it represent? When you wear the Train World Boxing brand, right? That is representing the small person, the underdog, the person that is the achiever, the person that is determined, the Connor Benns. We have a heart for that type of individual. So much so, we are putting our money where our mouth is, and we are saying to you, we are going to operate Train Well Boxing in a never experienced, innovative way. We are going to be brave enough to be the first of the first of the first in doing something. What's holding us back? This money. That's all. Money. Not our products. No way. Not our brand, not our logo. Because many have said that. We can do some exciting things with this on boxing shorts, on boxing equipment, boxing gloves, on boxing boots. But it takes hard cash, which we haven't got yet. So the plan with Train Well Boxing is to reinvest back into the business, build the growing product range that we have, from strength to strength to strength to strength to strength to strength to strength, put it up and up and up and up, and market Train Well Boxing in a way that none of the rest are doing, which gives you, the little guy, such a chance. Such an exciting chance in life. Are we paper tigers? Are we liars? No. Do we give false hope? No. It starts with you people having the faith and trust in us that we are the real deal. We are not the fake and phonies out there that have relied on the old schoolboy pat on the shoulder bit to get where they've got. We are gritty, we are gutsy, we are determined, we are ex-fighters. And what we will bring to the table will absolutely delight you. And it will give you, the person on the street, can't say man on the street, person on the street now, an amazing opportunity. So keep posted. Keep watching these videos. Keep going back to our site. I'll put the link below for you. Checking us out and seeing what we're doing with Train Well Boxing. So I hope both the Eubanks family, Team Eubanks, the fighters are fine. Team Benn, family Benn, Connor Benn are fine. I wish you both well. Go away, lads. Recover. Take a well-earned rest and recover. Okay? That's it. I'm done. I was planning for 30 minutes, but there we are. It's gone over a little bit. Thanks for listening, folks. I'll speak to you again soon. Ciao.